respectfully welcome Shakyamuni Buddha to our Hondo Hall as we scatter flowers of joy. We respectfully welcome the Buddhas of all times and places to our Hondo Hall as we scatter flowers of joy. In the presence of Amida Tathagata, the embodiment of great wisdom and compassion, we, the members and friends of the New York Buddhist Church, have gathered to observe Shotsuki Hoyo, the monthly memorial service for February 2023, in remembrance of our deceased loved ones. In reflecting on the ephemeral nature of life, which is like lightning and morning dew, we see that in the comings and goings of everyday life, we're essentially alone, encountering the impermanence of earthly life. We are made to see both our self-delusion and also the contrasting light and truth that sustains us. We hereby remember the names of those who passed away during the month of February. Katie Armstrong, Joe Bushnell, Mamie Bushnell, Albert F. Davis, Shizue Shimbo Davis, Catherine Mary Di Tommaso, Eileen Di Tommaso, Doga Naoyuki, Dorky Gyaltsen, Davis A.G. Hara, Matsuo Harada, Yoshihiro Hasegawa, Koichi Horita, Flu Hitoshi Inaba, Tom Tateki Irie, Roy Kato, Teru Kurosawa, Yoshio Mitani, Shichi Miyamura, James I. Nakamura, Michino Namba, Yoko Omori, Toshihiko Sako, Susan Schrader, Shige Shindo, Aunt Stowe, Shizuo Takahashi, Nobuji Taoka, Bore Tep, Nellie Nobuko Tono, Shiteo Tono, Gregory Wise, Tadashi Yanagida, Kunihiko Yasuda. Remembering those loved ones who have passed away during the month of February, let us affirm the three homages. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandaps. 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 SAM-BUTSU-GE is on page 47 of the Red Book.
be shared equally with all beings. May we together awaken the Bodhi mind and be born in the realm of peace and serenity. Namo.
Please stand for the Vandana and Tisarana if you can. And it's on page 7.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samam sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kyebutsu. Namo Kyebutsu. Namo Kyeho. Namo Kyeho. Namo Kyeso. Namo Kyeso. Namo Dagas. Namo Dagas. Namo Dagas. Namo Dagas. Namo Dagas.
Please be seated. Good morning, everyone. Today, our reading, which we'll read together, is the Jodo Shinshu Pledge. It's on page 5 and 6. And we'll recite the Japanese verse together, which is on page 5. 5, page 5. Jodo Shinshu no seikatsu shinjo. 一つ、み仏の誓いを信じ、尊い皆を唱えつつ、 強く明るく生き抜きます。一つ、御仏の光を仰ぎ、常に我が身を顧みて、感謝のうちに励みます。一つ、御仏の教えに従い、正しい道を聞き分けて、誠の実りを広めます。一つ、御仏の恵みを喜び、互いに敬い、助け合い、社会のために尽くします。And on page 6, the second version, the Shinshu pledge. Let us read it together. In trusting in the vow of the Buddha and reciting the sacred name, I shall proceed through the journey of life with strength and joy. Revering the light of the Buddha and reflecting upon my imperfect self, I shall strive to live a life of gratitude. Following the teachings of the Buddha and discerning the right path, I shall spread the true Dharma. Rejoicing in the compassion of the Buddha, respecting and aiding others, I shall do my best to work towards the welfare of society. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So today we are pleased to have our minister's assistant, Reverend Isabelle Shinjo Bernard, to give us our Dharma talk for the Shotsuki Hoyo of February.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all here today. During our monthly Dharma chats that are facilitated by Reverend Gary and me, we often have some very interesting discussions. And one topic that came up last week was the Myogo, or the name of Amida Buddha. That is Namo Amida Butsu, which is familiar to all here as we chant this Nembutsu during our service. The word Nembutsu, Nyanfo, literally means mindfulness of the Buddha. However, Nembutsu is not given to us in a box, a neat concept that ties up the Buddha's virtues with a conceptual ribbon. So it's handed to us. Although the Nembutsu contains all the virtues of Amida, without understanding what that really means, we're just tiptoeing across the top of an iceberg, which is to say the depth and scope of these virtues are vast, so much so that we call them immeasurable, inconceivable, or as Shinran Shonin says, true and real. So I thought I'd focus my talk today on the topic of light and the Buddha's name and virtues, and how they all tie together. Did you know there are actually several ways to say Nembutsu? Anyone know that? Besides Cheryl, I mean. Anyone know that? Kaz probably knows that. We use the 6-character name Namo Amida Butsu in our daily services and liturgy. Shinran Shonin himself favored the 8-character name, which is Namo Fukashigi Ko Butsu, or I take refuge in the Buddha of inconceivable light. And this is how he begins Shoshinge. It is the second line in the opening verse. And actually, those first 2 lines, Kimyo Muryo Junyorai, Namo Fukashigi Ho, hold all of our Jodo Shinshu teachings within them. To plunge into the depths is the essence of our practice. It is the realization of what is true and real, or Shinjin. So Shoshin Nembutsu-GE, what we call Shoshinge for short, translates as the hymn of true entrusting in the Nembutsu. Shinran wrote an additional 59 verses. There are 60 verses, 120 lines in total, to delineate the roots of his faith, his reason for having confidence in this lineage, and what the virtues of the Buddha are. These virtues are expounded using the metaphor of light. So let's mindfully read this together. Please turn to page 12, and we will read together the 10 lines beginning with, "He then established," and ending with, "All receive this radiance." Oh, wait a minute, this is a different book than the book I took it from. Okay, so it's not page 12. Give me just a second to find this, folks. Nembutsu-GE, I think it's on page, it should be right here. He made the vow. I apologize for this. I was looking at the book that was given to us by Nishi Honganji, and not this book. Page 11? 11. Thank you very, very much. No, that's the beginning. I'm looking for, okay, we won't read it together. Oh, yes, it is. He made the vow around encompassing. It's page 12, okay? So we'll start with, we'll read the the 2 paragraphs on page 12 and the first paragraph on page 13 together, mindfully and slowly, please. He then established the supreme, incomparable vow. He made the great vow, rare and all-encompassing. In 5 kalpas he embraced this vow. He resolved again that the name be heard throughout the 10 quarters. Everywhere the Buddha casts light, immeasurable, boundless, unhindered, unequaled light lord of all brilliance, pure light, joyful light, the light of wisdom, light constant, inconceivable, light beyond speaking, light surpassing sun and moon is sent forth, illumining countless worlds. The multitudes of beings all receive this radiance. Namo Nembutsu, Namo Nembutsu, Namo Nembutsu. Was on page 12. Talk about being mindful, right? So these are also called the 12 names of Amida, as they describe the supreme virtues which the Buddha Amida embodies. These virtues are supreme because they are not transient, they are not part of our samsaric world. They are pure of human emotions, wants, and needs. They create no emotional hunger nor thirst. They contain no bias. They describe the transcendent, all-embracing, and inexhaustible qualities of the Buddha's realm, what we call the Pure Land. So I'll go a little more into what is described using this language of light. So immeasurable light describes the incomparable radiance of the Buddha's light. Boundless light knows no limits or boundaries. There is no place it cannot touch, even to the darkness of our karmic ego selves. The light of wisdom surpasses our conceptual understanding. Unhindered light cannot be blocked by karmic evil, that is, our minds of blind passions. Unequaled because there is no light equal to that of Amida Buddha. Light Lord of all brilliance describes the incomparable radiance of Amida's light. Pure light because it is free of the 3 evils of greed, anger, and ignorance. Joyful light results from the freedom of having transformed those karmic evils. Light of wisdom awakens every heart mind entrusting itself to the Nembutsu. Light constant continues without cessation. It is not finite like our human lives. inconceivable. By saying the name of Amida, the virtues we receive cannot be easily comprehended or put into words. This is truly Fukashi-ge. Light excelling sun and moon is used because this transcends all other light. Shinran further describes this in a wasan. Let's open our books to page, let me make sure I wrote the right page here. Let's open our books to page 34 and read together in English at the bottom. The light of wisdom exceeds all measure, and every finite living being receives this illumination that is like the dawn. So take refuge in Amida, the true and real light. Namandapatsu. Namandapatsu. Beautiful, isn't it? It's probably my favorite wasan written by Shinran. So now I'll return to Namo Fukashi-ge Kobutsu, or I take refuge in the Buddha of inconceivable light. Shinran chose this phrase, this very moving, heart-stirring phrase to begin Shoshinge, to engage our full attention. And he continues in Shoshinge, describing the story of the Bodhisattva Dharmākara as told in the larger sutra, who committed himself through the primal vow to share his supreme virtues with us through the dynamics of the Nembutsu, so that our pathway to nirvana, our enlightenment, is assured. So that's pretty Fukashi-ge, isn't it? Inconceivable, isn't it? So the events of the larger sutra cannot be known through any physical or historical record. They didn't exist in Shinran's time, and we cannot know them either. They are described as being well beyond what we have recorded of human history. But what we can know, what we can feel in our heart minds, is the profound compassion and wisdom of the Bodhisattva who would take such a vow, create such a spiritual pathway for others. That same compassion can arise in our own hearts and minds once we discover the reality of the Buddha's light for ourselves. Let us now place our hands together in Gassho. Namo Fukashi-ge Kobutsu. Homage to the Buddha of inconceivable light. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Butsu. Thank you.
Will you all please rise for the Gatha, Ondokusan, and Nembutsu. Ondokusan is on page 134, and Nembutsu on 135. Thank you.
Shite
Please be seated. Our service today, and I'd like to thank Reverend Isabelle, Shinjo, Bernard for explaining something that maybe is difficult for us to conceive of, but she did it so beautifully and wonderfully, so thank you so much for that. So this comes to the part of our service where we would like to ask those who are coming here for the first time if you could stand up and introduce yourself, if you wish. Do we have any first-timers? Wait, just a second.
Hello, my name is Sebastian Gomez. I live in West Harlem, and I've been a New Yorker for 20 years. I'm a fashion designer by profession.
Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming me here today.
Coming to us today. And everybody else has been here before, I think. So, let's see. So, about upcoming events. So next week, we have on Saturday the Eastern Buddhist League Conference, and this will take place by Zoom, via Zoom. And this is a convergence of all of the churches, temples, sanghas that are east of Minneapolis, I think. So all the way to the East Coast. We do this once a year where all of the groups get together. We used to physically get together, but because of COVID, we've been doing this online. And the theme is called Nembutsu as living. So we'll be very pleased to have a service that will start at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It will go for about approximately an hour, and then at 12, the service will be, the Dharma talk will be given by Reverend Kurt Rai, who's with Ekoku Buddhist Temple. And we then will move on to a talk by Reverend Dr. David Matsumoto, who is the president of the Institute of Buddhist Studies in Berkeley, California. He is a wonderful speaker, brilliant scholar, and I think this is a topic that many of you are very interested in. Nembutsu as living in our daily lives. So I hope you can join us. If you go to our website, NewYorkBuddhistChurch.org, and click on the calendar, you can find the link to the Eastern Buddhist League, the Zoom meeting, and then you just register. So there's a registration, right? It's on the date, which is February 11th. So look for that, and then you can register. So I think it will be a wonderful occasion. Donations are welcome, and there will be information about how to do that through either PayPal or to send a check to the Eastern Buddhist League. It's really interesting when you think of, I'll just name all the groups that are part of the Eastern Buddhist League. There's the Cleveland Buddhist Temple, the Ekoku Buddhist Temple, which is in Fairfax, Virginia, Midwest Buddhist Temple in Chicago, New York Buddhist Church, us, Seabrook Buddhist Temple in Seabrook, New Jersey, the Twin Cities Buddhist Sangha, which is in the Twin Cities, and the Buddhist Temple of Chicago, Toronto Buddhist Temple, Manitoba Buddhist Temple, and Albany Buddhist Sangha. So Albany Buddhist Sangha, as you all know, is affiliated with the New York Buddhist Church. So this will be a wonderful occasion for us all to get together. I think there are over 110 people that are registered. So
there's room for more.
There's room for more, as they say. So you're all welcome to do that. And then the next day, February 12th, will be our Nehan-e, the Nirvana Day service. And this is the service in remembrance of the parinirvana of Shakyamuni Buddha, which is when he passed away, he went into the blissful state of nirvana. And at that time, we often see portraits of the Buddha who is recumbent, and then around him are all of his followers, his Sangha, people of all stripes and colors, and then there are animals. The animals came to honor him. And so as part of the Nirvana Day, we always celebrate our pets, and it's our pets memorial. So we have a special service for our pets. If you want to register your pet, if you've already registered your pet, you don't have to worry about it. But if you want to register your pet, there's also a form that is on our website. Is it also under the date? So, on the calendar.
Also on the landing page.
Okay, so you can
Go to the right-hand side.
you can fill out a form, and it will ask, the name of your pet, whether it's a dog or cat or a snake or a bird or something. And then we also welcome any donations on behalf of those animals. And the name will be read to next week. So
If you would like to send a picture as well, there is a link for that as well.
yeah, you can post your photo. And I think what we're going to be doing is David will be streaming those photos during the service so that other people can see it as well. I don't know if we'll be able to see it here, maybe, probably. Anyway, so if you have a special pet friend that you really would like to honor, we will have that opportunity. Also upcoming, the following week, our Sangha member, Paula Hori, will also be the speaker at our service. So you're all welcome to come. It's always wonderful to have our Sangha members share their thoughts about being part of our Sangha here. So thank you all for coming. Is there anything else?
Gratitude.
Oh, that's right. Gratitude. We have lots of gratitude, okay. So thank you to our greeters, Hiroki Hasegawa, Ruth Funai, our pianist, Nobuko Kodama, and for Kazu Hasegawa, who did our Kansho today, and he always helps us with our obukpan. If you see the rice that's on the altar, somebody makes that, and so Kazu always helps us with that. Because he's got good hands, strong hands to make those beautiful round obukpan. And our tech team, of course, Palma and David Brady, and we're so happy that you're all here. We're seeing people, somebody who came in, she said, it's my second time. And so we always welcome people who come back. It's wonderful that you came for the first time and you came for the second time and the third time, and because you feel that this is a Sangha that you want to be a part of and the message that we have. So thank you so much for coming. And David, okay. Carl.
Sensei Junko Yamakawa will be continuing her beautiful Ikebana flower arrangement class. The next class is Saturday, February 11th. The morning class is at 11 a.m. and the afternoon at 1 p.m. For more information, please email Junko Yamakawa at ymkwjun@gmail.com. Once again, ymkwjun@gmail.com.
Yeah, and in addition to the flower arrangement class, we have the Tachibana dance group, which also meets on Saturdays. We have the Children's Taiko group, which meets on every other Sunday. Well, actually, they're not just children, they're adults in the Taiko group now. They're beginning adults. So if you're interested in that, just check out our webpage, or if you want to get more information, we can give that to you too as well. So thank you so much for coming today, and let us place our hands together in Gassho. In gratitude for the opportunity for us all to gather together here on Sunday for our Sunday services. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.